Let's go, baby. Woo, 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 wee, woo, wee, woo. All right, the thumbnail has been taken care of. Let's take a look, bro. This shit happened on the way home. I didn't know about this. Man. Whew. Oh, I didn't know about this shit till I got home, man. Oh, baby. All right. Wake up, everybody. Wee woo, wake up. All right. Execute damage increased by 10%. All classes. Ooh, juicy for arms, juicy for everyone. Good for everyone. Okay, baby. Arms, Colossus, demolish single target damage increased by 15%. Okay. Slayer, reap the storm by 25%. Helps our AoE without blubbing our... helps our sustained AoE without making our burst AoE too crazy, right? Slayer strikes damage increased by 15%. It's pretty big single target buff. I kept talking about needing these single target buffs, man. We need these single target buffs after getting our AoE chopped to bits. Mortal Strike damage increased by 15%. Bro, they took 20% damage away from Mortal Strike before the game even came out, and it's been down bad since. Overpowered damage by 15. Dreadnought damage by 15. Okay. Some AoE. Cleave damage by 20. Okay. Dude, Cleave with Colossus has some, like, crazy modifiers. So, this is not insignificant. This is actually a lot. So, okay. Bringing arms back up. What about Fury, baby? What about Fury? Slayer, reap the storm. Slayer strikes. Both very, very good. Mountain Thane, lightning strike damage increased by another 30%. Ooh, that's very good, very good. Because lightning strike, also with the talent ground current, does the single target damage and does AoE splash. So that's a buff to both single target and AoE. Bloodthirst damage by 20. Bloodbath damage by 20. Rampage damage increased by 10%. Oh, baby. Make Bloodthirst great again. They nerfed Bloodthirst by like 43%, I think, before the expansion came out. They're like, we want you to press both buttons, you know, press this button, press that button. But nah, baby. 20% back. And then they're also buffing Bloodbath, which is crazy for Mountain Thane, because Mountain Thane also has additional modifiers and burst of power modifiers. Dude, Bloodbath is going to hit like a truck in Cleave, and I can't wait to play Thane 2-target Cleave on Silken Court when we re-clear it. Some good shit. There's some good shit right here. Also, because they're buffing Rampage and Bloodthirst, this might push AM builds a little forward. I'm not sure. The Bloodbath change does benefit RA and Vicious Contempt, but if you're playing AoE, we might be playing something more like AM, potentially on Queen, which is what I'm currently progressing, so we'll see. And then Colossus also buff for protection. Oh my god! We finally got some single target buffs, man. Fucking finally. And this does translate to AoE for Fury, especially. We also get some AoE from Dreadnought. Overpower damage also affects Dreadnought, so... God, we needed something, man. I think they realized they fucked up. They fucked up way too hard with our class, because what they did is they took all the power out of our single target and then put all the power of our class inside Odin's Fury buffed by 133%, Bladestorm buffed by 70%, and then added a bunch of modifiers to them, added like Unhinged and all this shit, and our burst AoE was through the roof, but our sustained AoE was way worse. This is going to be so good for Mythic Plus and for Raid, and for single target. Like, this is so good. And even in single target, like, if we're looking single target, or, I mean, you could say Thane potentially for, you could say Thane is pretty big potential for, like, Silken Court, but Colossus, Demolish, Damage Amps, Silken Court, we might be playing arms on Silken Court now. Oh my god, we actually got some good, we are eating good today, man. Actually, finally, some good fucking food. Oh. Seeing this makes me feel so much better. I have been trying to be optimistic. I have been doomer for weeks. In the previous video, I even said, look, they're toning down our burst AoE so they can buff our single target and really get us kind of how they want us. And thank God I wasn't wrong. And they're finally getting us the shit we need. Oh, boy, I am so happy. that we're actually getting some juice, and especially arms getting some juice, man. I feel so bad for people that like playing arms because our burst AoE was such a problem for Fury that they kept nerfing Slayer over and over and over and over again to the point where I think arms lost probably 6 to 7% just from Fury Slayer nerfs. It just kept catching strays. It was so abysmal. Oh my god, dude. Oh. We're feeling good. We are feeling good. Let's look through the rest of these notes, though. We have talked about the warrior stuff. Ooh, they rebuffed this back in PvP. That's good, because it was underperforming in PvP. That's good, that's good. Alright, let's go from the top of the list. Death Knight. They're just buffing blood. They kind of fucked up with Sand Lane and the nerf to it, and they also fucked up by whenever they want to nerf Frost Decay, they just nerf the Deathbringer talent tree. But that just means that they just straight up nerf blood over and over again because they're trying to make Frost balanced. So, ooh baby, some blood decay buffs. I'm sure my tanks are currently playing double blood decay. They'll be happy about this shit. And maybe Sand Lane will be good enough for them to actually run. Let's see. Damn. The goal of these changes are to increase single target damage and to even out the power of talents and spec trees, provide a bunch of build flexibility as players. Want power of the Goldrin to be an effective single target pick, like talents like Touch of the Cosmos to be more competent with other options. I don't know too much about Balance Druid, but oh, this is just quality of life. That's nice. Starfall, Star Surge, Starfire, just flat damage bonuses. Increase to 15 for Wrath, 22. Interesting. Dude, Boomkin's gonna fucking own. Scress is gonna be happy. Hell yeah. What about these changes to BM? There are some niche situations where players might want to gain trick shots or beast cleave for more damage from bleak powder and single target. Yeah, that was kind of a really weird situation with how they made the talent. Bleak powder is meant to count by AoE situations, not incentivize usage of AoE and single target. Bleak powder no longer damages its primary target. Kind of weird. But instead, Frenzy Tear, so they're nerfing Pack Leader. Beastmaster is overperforming it, like reduces single target while improving its lackluster AoE. Stomp 50%. I don't, listen, I'll be real, buffing things like multi-shot doesn't do it, like, I mean, maybe it does more for, like, marksman, but this is BM specifically. Multi-shot does piss. Like, this doesn't matter at all. You can change the, like, beast cleave percentages, but, like, buffing multi-shot doesn't do a goddamn thing. For this class, it does no damn. And Venom, Explosive Venom now procs 3 at 3 stacks was 5, and will properly apply Serpent Sting to enemies regardless of their distance to the caster. Ooh. I guess there might have been a bug where if you're, like, over 30 yards, it just might not work or some shit, so I guess it's a bug fix. Once again, Bleak Powder thing, Black Arrow reduced, Bleak Powder reduced, Shadow Surge, single target, Symphonic Arsenal. Oh, they buff Sentinel back up too. Okay, cool. Mistweaver buffs. I'm sure Megaset will be happy. Dude, how do you have to buff something by 400%? How bad do a talent have to be that you have to buff it 400%? Good lord. Okay. Paladins. Oh, they're nerfing H-Pal mana. I'm surprised they didn't put anything in here about prop paladins free Word of Glory uses costing more mana or too much mana. I'm surprised that didn't get touched on a little bit, but maybe they feel like it might be too degenerate if they buff prop pally, like no healer kind of degenerate. So I don't know. Radiance healing, flash heal. Okay, so they're increasing Disc's spot healing so you don't have to actually have Atonement on someone if you actually want to heal them. So, okay, that's nice. That's nice. Dude, every single patch, I don't know how these Shadow Priests keep getting away with this. Every single patch, this happens. Every single time. Shadow Priest is bad, Shadow Priest is mid, and Psychic Link just keeps 5%, 5%, and then somehow Shadow's just the best DPS in the fucking game. You gotta be careful with that. Keep an eye on Shadow Priest. mean, they're already doing pretty good damage. What? Critical strike chance granted during it. So slight nerf to assassin. I don't know how much of a nerf this is to assassination, but slight nerf to them. Ellie Shaman was cranking. Yeah, reduce their overall power. Yeah, the weird thing about Ellie Shaman is they like did a gorillion damage in AoE, but in single target they were like, okay, but they were just doing so much AoE damage that it was just ridiculous. Big nerf to Ascendance, big nerf to this. Buffing Ice Fury. I don't think people even play this. Maybe that's why they're buffing it. Oh, they're nerfing the haste. Okay, so they're just nerfing Ascendance, and then they're also nerfing... Oh, they're actually buffing Farseer because the other talent was overtaking it. Gotcha. Buffing Farseer here again. Increasing the throughput of all Warlock specs to make each more competitive. Yeah, Warlock's really weird, because like it's kind of a job doer, but it's not like a big dammer. You know what I mean? Like it's got like a niche on like... It had like a niche in like Silken Court for AF. And like you can play Deathra to blow up the ads in Queen, but like it's in a kind of a weird situation right now, from what I've heard from the Warlock men. Oh my god. Agony, Corruption, and Unstable Affliction by 20%? Ooh. Okay. I have to ask Karth about this shit. What the fuck? Demo buff. Destruction. Man, they just buffed the shit out of it, huh? And then they have the warrior changes. We don't talk about PvP. Actually, one thing I want to look at. Oh, they like kind of nerf Feral. I don't know. Apparently Feral's been a problem. Oh boy. We got buffs, man. We got buffs. Hell yeah, brothers. This feel good. Actually, you know what we can do? As a secondary note, let's go back over to Discord. Because Archimteros and the EU people will have a better big buffs coming. Clearly, this is a mistake. They meant to be reduced. 3% aura buff coming to Warrior, obviously. Let's see. Oh, he does. Oh, numbers soon. So we don't have the numbers exactly. Bro, they posted this like 30 minutes ago. Oh my god. Yeah, these are sick changes. Okay. Oh boy. Dude, I am so happy. I felt like I've been progging Mythic Queen, and it just feels bad. Like, I don't do good single target damage. All I can do is like damage on like the tombs and the ads, but then we just got hard cap, so we're doing way less damage, you know. But now I'm gonna do some little single target damage, you know. The changes to Fury, I will say, aren't like extensive, right? Lightning strike damage, Slayer strike damage. Like if we look at like let's go to one of my logs. Oh god. Please don't look at my Silken Court log, man. Please don't. Oh my... Don't look at it, man. I played good the whole night, and the worst pull of my fucking life... The worst pull I had the whole fucking night is the pull we kill. Oh, it was so tragic, dude. It was such a bad fucking pull. Oh, I don't want to look at it. I don't want to look at it, man. Same thing. Brute Twister, I pulled this boss a total of 3 times, and then I died to a spider bit me. Like, I popped my shit. I pulled this boss 3 times, we killed it, I popped my shit, and a fucking spider bit me to death. I was so sad. But if we look at Sikran as an example... let me go to Slayer Strike damage. It does a lot, right? So, buffing... So, like, even just this buff alone, I mean, maybe there's probably a bit of RNG involved, too. But buffing Slayer Strike alone by 15%, that's like 1 or 2... that could be like 1 or 2% throughput. Like, just raw single-target throughput. That's crazy. And then you look at things like Bloodbath and like Bloodbath and Bloodthirst, and you go, okay, well, that's like 18%, and we're buffing that by 20%. That's like 4 or 5% single-target. That's pretty good, right? So, these are good. I'm actually I'm more excited for the arms changes, because like this is because Fury has its kind of have its like AoE niche a little bit. I think they kind of overly hit. I think the target capping is fine, but I think they might need to bring a little power back to buttons like Odin's Fury, because I don't think Odin's Fury currently hits hard enough, especially for a capstone talent. I think Bladestorm's okay. Ravager is kind of weird, but I think they need to bring some power back to Odin's Fury. It got hit way too hard over and over again, especially considering that most of the power in things like Odin's Fury and Thunderous Roar are the dot effect that it leaves after. And because of how they target cap the abilities, that dot effect is also reduced based on the amount of targets you hit. So I feel like they might need to bring a little bit of power back to specifically Odin's Fury. I don't know if they need to. I don't think they need to buff Bladestorm at all. But we are also getting a Reap the Storm throughput by 25%. And Reap the Storm does a lot of damage. Like this can do, Reap the Storm can do upwards of like, I don't know, some people were saying 12 to 14% of your damage on a fight like Brood Twister, where you're fighting a lot of ads all the time. So this is also nothing significant. This is a good, consistent throughput buff compared to a burst AoE throughput buff, which is a very, very good change. I just currently think Odin's Fury is a little bit more down in the dumps than it should be. Especially considering whenever you use Odin's Fury, you use Titan's Torment, so you get 2 casts every cooldown cycle, and it's still not doing that much. Yeah, buddy. That's what we wanted. That's what we're talking about. It's not going to be anything crazy, I don't think. I don't think it's going to be like big boy numbers, but it is certainly, I'm certainly very happy about it, and I'm very happy that Arms actually got some much needed love, and Arms is probably going to really start crushing on some of these fights. Fury still might be overtaking on Queen just because we have ad duty, but Silken Gore might be looking at Arms. Oh yeah, Colossus Arms specifically. Anyway, I've rambled enough. Good news for us today, lads. Good news for us. Peace.